Good morning to you guys. I'm Skylar Callahan here on Between the Ears. We are back after a week off, and a lot has happened for the West Virginia baseball team as they have clinched a share of the Big 12 regular season title along with Texas and Oklahoma State. We're going to talk about that, a little bit of thoughts on whether fans should be happy, disappointed, and what to expect here in the Big 12 Conference Tournament this week. So, without further ado, let's just dive right in. West Virginia obviously had every chance in the world to go into this Texas series and walk away the outright winner of the Big 12. And it's kind of a bittersweet feeling for probably not only Randy Mazey and everybody on the baseball team, but for the fans as well, because this is the first time that West Virginia has accomplished this in being a Big 12 regular season champ or Big 12 champ, period. But at the same time, there's a disappointment level because of the fact that they don't hold it outright. Going into this series, all they had to do was win one game. One game, and everything in terms of the tiebreakers, in terms of sharing the title with somebody else, goes out the door. And for me, again, I don't want to take away from what West Virginia has done this season because it's been a remarkable year. And Mazey has done a phenomenal job with this team. The players have played extremely well. They've overcome adversity multiple times. But to go into a situation where you have to win one game, just one, in a 3-game set, and you know that you have the Big 12 title within reach, all you have to do is just win one game. And this was the performance that we saw for 3 straight games, essentially. Not very competitive baseball. Mental errors, not very good pitching, or at-bats. I mean, it was worst case scenario, a nightmare, if you will. To me, that's kind of alarming. I don't know how you go into a situation like that, into a series like that, where you can literally yank that Big 12 crown down and pull it into your chest and say it's mine. And that's what is on display for 3 straight games. And that's not to take away anything from Texas because they are a team that is playing on a whole other level right now. They're the hottest team heading into the Big 12 tournament. But and Texas is a tough place to play. But you've played so well all season long. You've taken 2 of 3 on the road against Oklahoma State. You just took 2 of 3 at home against Texas Tech. I mean, you beat TCU in a series. Like, there's so many high points for this team that throughout the year, it felt like they were just going to find a way because they always have. They lost game 1 against Texas Tech, and everyone, including myself, thought, oh, no, this is potentially where it could, start to come back down to earth. And they come back. Game 2, they win 17-2. Game 3, they grind out another win, and they take that series. And you're just like, man, okay, like, there's no way they're going to go to Austin, Texas, and drop 3 straight, as well as they have played all year long, even if they lose the first game, or even if they lose the first 2 games, they're going to find a way to win one of those games out in Austin. And it was from the very beginning of each game where it felt like the game was already out of reach. I don't know if it was pressure. I don't know if it was the atmosphere. I don't know if it was nervousness. I don't know. I can't speak for those on the team. And for West Virginia fans that are upset, and I've seen everybody on Twitter talking, and saying this is such a WVU thing to happen. And I've seen some debate back and forth saying, oh, no, this isn't really a WVU thing. It is. Like, there's no hiding it. Like, how many times has West Virginia had a great season? Not just baseball, basketball, football, you name it. Get to a portion of the season where they can do something special, whether it's win a conference title or get to a certain part of the postseason that they haven't been to before, haven't been to in years, and it's an epic collapse. It's happened so many times. This is another data point for those folks that say this is a WVU thing to happen. And it is 100%. And I honestly, again, I don't want to take away from what they did because it has been a great year. But if I'm a part of that team, I personally would not want to be, I wouldn't want to claim a share of a title with a team that just swept me and has the exact same conference record. I get the rules are the rules, and they should cherish being Big 12 champs. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying if I were on that team, I would feel some sort of way. It would almost feel like a participation trophy to me or an asterisk because I didn't feel like it was earned. I would have felt, okay, I had the opportunity to take this and it to be mine, yet we're going to share it with two other schools and we really probably didn't deserve it. Not only did they lose all three games to the team that they are, one of the two teams that they're sharing the title with, they weren't even competitive. Not competitive from the very first inning. And again, that's alarming to me. And I don't know what went into the decision to not start Ben Hampton in the first game of the series. That could have been a scheduling thing. I know that the series started a day earlier in the week. Maybe they were trying to save Ben for the last game of the series in case they were to drop the first two games and they would send out their ace to go out there and try and win it. I'm not really sure. Haven't heard an answer on that, but I don't know that would have mattered. There were so many other things that went wrong in this series for West Virginia, and I don't know that pitching Ben Hampton on Thursday would have done anything different. The one thing I will say is, number one, tip of the hat to Randy Mate and tip of the hat to this team. Because although it sounds like I'm hating on them, this is a very quality baseball team. And I said it a couple of weeks ago, and I'll say it again. This team right here is better than that Alec Manoah-led team back in 2019 that hosted a regional. They didn't get out of that region. If they get another opportunity to host, which they should, assuming they don't just go 0-2 in the Big 12 tournament, they're going to get out of a regional, assuming they have a not overly challenging field. They're going to get out of that regional, and they're going to have a chance to make some noise. The reason I say that is because even though they don't have the major league arm just yet on that pitching staff, they got a ton of young guys that are on the come up that are going to be very good in years to come. But even though they don't have an Alec Manoah on this roster, the offense is light years better than what it was 4 years ago. From top to bottom, there's so much power. And there's a lot more opportunities for this team to generate runs where before on that 2019 team, they had to really kind of play some small ball. They'd have to string together some singles and, string together some, stolen bases or sacrifice bunts or sacrifice flies to kind of create a run. Now, with this lineup, any one of those guys can go yard. Any one of them could hit a ball to the gap for a double or triple. And when you have the nation's best hitter in JJ Weatherholt, yeah, your chances are significantly better than what they were in 2019. So, is it time to panic? No. Why is it not time to panic? Because Randy Mazey finds a way every single year, even the years where this team does not play well in the regular season, finds a way to get this group ready for conference tournament. He always does. He pushes the right buttons, he pulls the right strings, and he finds a way to get this team to make a deep run in the Big 12 conference tournament. And I don't expect that to be any different this week. So it's okay to be upset that they didn't win the Big 12 conference regular season championship outright, but it's also okay to congratulate them for an awesome season that broke a ton of records and is one that should be remembered. If we're talking about the entire season, they should be honored with the Big 12 championship because this is how they have played so well all season long. But again, that little piece at the end against Texas, that's the one that, although disappointing, could be something that sparks this team here this week in Arlington. That's all I've got for you guys today. I'm Skylar Callahan on Between the Ears. We'll be back with another episode tomorrow. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Mountaineers Now. Check us out on Twitter at Mountaineers Now as well. And you can follow me at Callahan_. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care.